Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. I'm Emma, and today we are talking about a very everyday topic that you can use right after this episode. We are going to talk about vegetables, the words we use for them, and how to speak about them in simple, natural English.
Hi everyone, I'm Jack. I'm really happy to be here with you today. Vegetables are a great topic because we talk about food all the time, at home, at work, and when we travel. So this is very useful English for daily life.
That's right, Jack. When we say vegetables, we mean foods like carrots, tomatoes, onions, potatoes, and many others. These words are very common, so it's important to feel comfortable using them when you speak English.
Yes, and you don't need difficult words. Simple words are perfect. You can say things like, I like carrots, or I don't like onions. This kind of English is clear and natural, and people understand you very easily.
Let's start with some very common vegetables you can find almost everywhere. For example, carrots, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, lettuce, peppers, and cucumbers. These are great words to learn first because you see them in shops and restaurants all the time.
I like to group vegetables by color. For example, green vegetables like broccoli and spinach, red ones like tomatoes and peppers, and orange ones like carrots. This can help you remember new words more easily.
That's a great idea. Now let's imagine you are in a supermarket. You can say, I need some carrots, or I'm looking for fresh tomatoes. The word fresh is very common when we talk about vegetables.
And when you choose vegetables, you can talk about how they look. You might say, these tomatoes look good, or this lettuce is very green. Simple descriptions like this are very useful.
Let's talk a bit about cooking vegetables. We often say boil, fry, grill, or bake. For example, I boil potatoes, or I grill peppers. These verbs are very common in everyday English.
Yes, and you can keep it very simple. You don't need long sentences. You can say things like, I usually fry onions, or I like baked vegetables. This sounds natural and clear.
Some people like vegetables raw, and some people like them cooked. You can say, I like raw carrots, or I prefer cooked spinach. The word prefer is useful when you want to say what you like more.
And if you don't like the taste, that's okay too. You can say, I don't like the taste of broccoli, or it's too bitter for me. This helps you explain your opinion politely.
Now let's talk about preparation. You might hear words like wash, cut, slice, or chop. For example, I wash the vegetables, or I chop the onions. These words are very common in cooking.
Another useful verb is mix. You can say, I mix the vegetables in a bowl. These simple verbs help you talk about cooking step by step.
In English, some vegetables are countable and some are uncountable. For example, a carrot is countable, but lettuce is usually uncountable. So we say some lettuce, not a lettuce.
Yes, and we often use some and a lot of. For example, I eat a lot of vegetables, or I need some onions. These words make your English sound very natural.
Let's practice talking about likes and dislikes. You can say, I really like tomatoes, or I don't really like peppers. Adding really helps you show strong feelings.
And when you are polite, for example in a restaurant, you can say, could I have some vegetables, please? This is a nice and friendly way to ask for food.
Vegetables are also connected to health. People often say, vegetables are good for you, or I try to eat more vegetables. These sentences are very common in daily conversations.
Yes, and you can also say, vegetables give me energy, or they help me feel good. You don't need scientific words to express these ideas.
Sometimes children don't like vegetables, but adults try to eat them more. You might say, I didn't like vegetables as a child, but now I do. This is a very natural sentence.
Making vegetables part of your daily routine helps a lot. You can say, I eat vegetables every day, or I add vegetables to my meals. These sentences are simple and clear.
Another interesting topic is seasonal vegetables. You can say, these vegetables are in season, which means they are fresh and easy to find at that time of year.
And many people like to buy vegetables at local markets. You might hear, I buy my vegetables at the market. This is very common English.
Let's talk about frozen vegetables. You can say, I use frozen vegetables because they are easy. This is normal and very practical English.
The same with canned vegetables. You might say, I keep canned vegetables at home. These sentences are great for everyday conversations.
English learners sometimes make small mistakes, like forgetting plural forms. For example, saying 2 carat instead of 2 carrots. It's good to listen carefully.
Pronunciation is also important. Words like lettuce or cucumber can feel difficult, but with practice, they become easier and more natural to say.
Try to listen to where the stress is in the word. For example, cucumber. This helps your pronunciation sound clearer.
There are also some simple expressions like eat your vegetables, which people say as a joke or friendly advice. It's nice to recognize these phrases.
Planning meals is another good time to use vegetable vocabulary. You can say, I plan meals with a lot of vegetables. This sounds very natural.
For lunch, you might say, I usually have a salad with vegetables. This is a very common sentence.
And for dinner, you can say, I cook vegetables with rice or pasta. These are easy sentences you can use every day.
Vegetables also make great snacks. You can say, I eat carrots as a snack. Simple and clear English.
When you eat out, vegetables are on the menu too. You might say, this dish comes with vegetables. That's a very common phrase.
Or you can ask, does this meal include vegetables? This is polite and useful in restaurants.
Let's quickly review some cooking verbs again. Wash, cut, boil, fry, and bake. Try to use them when you talk about food.
And remember to speak in order. You can say, first I wash the vegetables, then I cut them. This helps your listener understand you easily.
Different cultures use vegetables in different ways. You can say, in my country, we eat a lot of vegetables. This is a great conversation starter.
Yes, and you can give examples, like, we use vegetables in soups and stews. This makes your English more interesting.
Vegetables are also important for the environment. You might hear, eating vegetables is good for the planet. This sentence is simple and clear.
And you can reduce waste by saying, I try not to waste vegetables. This is very natural English.
If you want to save money, you can say, vegetables are cheaper when they are in season. This is a useful sentence.
Batch cooking is also popular. You can say, I cook vegetables for the whole week. Simple and practical.
Now let's practice a question. You can ask, what vegetables do you like? This is a great question to use with friends.
A good answer is, I like tomatoes and carrots, but I don't like onions. That's clear and natural.
Here's a small exercise. Try to make one sentence about vegetables you eat every day. Take your time and speak slowly.
And don't worry about mistakes. The most important thing is to communicate your idea.
We want to encourage you to use these words in real life. Talk about vegetables when you shop, cook, or eat.
Yes, practice makes everything easier. The more you speak, the more confident you feel.
Let's quickly recap some key words. Carrots, tomatoes, onions, lettuce, boil, and fresh. These are very common.
And useful phrases like I like, I don't like, I prefer, and could I have. These help you sound polite and natural.
When you listen to English, pay attention to how people talk about food. This will help your listening skills a lot.
And try to speak a little every day, even if it's just one sentence about what you eat.
Thank you so much for listening today. We hope you feel more confident talking about vegetables in English.
Yes, thank you for being with us. Keep practicing, enjoy your meals, and we'll see you next time.